Yo, what's up, guys? In today's video, I got a bunch of Chicago Bulls news and rumors. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Bulls' slow start to the NBA season, and that has caused the Bulls to be linked to a bunch of players and names on the NBA trade market, and talking about the possibility of the Bulls making a big trade. Also, giving an update later in today's video on a possible Vucevic extension with the Chicago Bulls. But before I jump into today's video, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Also, leave a quick like below today's video. It takes a second and helps me out a lot. And leave some comments and questions below today's video about all these news and rumors I'm about to jump into. Also, just a quick little heads up, definitely check out my last video if you guys missed it. I was giving a bunch of injury updates and talking about how the Bulls front office has been seen at some college games already scouting for this upcoming NBA draft, and how the Bulls have been urged by a bunch of NBA writers and insiders to make a trade, especially for Cam Reddish. But nonetheless, let's just jump right into it, because I made past videos talking about this, but this article did come out the other day from the Chicago Sun-Times, and the Bulls' slow start has put the Chicago Bulls in a lot of trade rumors and just rumors in general. I mean, the trade deadline is still 2 months away, but obviously the Bulls have started off rough. The Lonzo Ball updates aren't looking any better as the weeks continue to fly by. This Bulls team has just played ugly basketball, and they've just been all over the place, so it made sense why they're involved in a lot of trade talks and just rumors about them possibly blowing up this roster and tanking. And until this Bulls team gets healthy, Lonzo back, and starts winning the games they're expected to win, the Bulls are going to stay in the rumor mill. And this article did come out, and they were talking about how the Lakers might be looking to make a big trade. And in my eyes, I don't know if the Bulls need to make a big trade. I mean, they probably do. I highly doubt that does happen. But in my eyes, the Bulls need to do something. There's no way this front office can be happy with the way this Bulls team has started this NBA season off. And with the Lakers being active on the trade market, there's been a lot of rumors connecting and linking the Bulls to the Lakers, and especially the Lakers being interested in Vucevic and DeMar DeRozan. I've talked about this in past videos, so I'm not going to deep dive into it that much, but it just doesn't make sense from the Bulls standpoint. And according to a source, Arturas has no interest in trading, DeMar or Vucevic for Russell Westbrook and his expiring contract, even if that does mean adding draft picks. And who knows? I mean, that might change by the February 9th trade deadline, but as of right now, I just don't see a reason. And especially for the Bulls fans that want to blow it up and tank, I don't understand that. The Bulls don't own their own draft pick for this upcoming NBA draft unless it's top 4 projected, and I just don't like those odds. I mean, for the past few years before, the Bulls made all these big moves, we were tanking and we got the 7th overall draft pick for 3 years in a row. And I hate to say this, but it looks like the Bulls kept the worst 7th round draft pick of Coby White, Marko, and Wendell Carter Jr. in my eyes. I just highly doubt the Bulls do make a big trade. I mean, I know Bulls fans want the Bulls to do something, and according to Woj, he was on ESPN just the other day talking about the state of the Chicago Bulls. And Woj did report saying that there's a lot of NBA teams that are just kind of waiting and checking out on the Chicago Bulls to see if Zach LaVine, DeMar, and Vucevic will become available by the NBA trade deadline. Woj then did continue, and he did say this is a Bulls team that wants to make the playoffs and wants to get Lonzo Ball back. They're not ready to concede yet. But like I just did say, and the Chicago Sun-Times, a lot can change just in a few months before the NBA trade deadline. And also, I know Casey Johnson put out a mailbag about a week ago, and a bunch of Bulls fans were talking about potential trades, blowing up this roster, trading DeMar, Vucevic, Zach LaVine, just being crazy. And I hate to be like this, but I just don't see any big trades coming. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I like Vucevic. Vucevic has had a solid year, especially on the defensive side of the basketball. I feel like he gets a lot of unnecessary hate, but at the end of the day, if the Bulls do make any moves, I'd have to guess it's Vucevic's expiring contract. And speaking of Vucevic, I wanted to talk about his whole situation with the Bulls and a contract extension in the possible future. There has been a lot of rumors this past offseason, and honestly, since last trade deadline, Vucevic has been on the trade market. There was a lot of rumors about the Bulls trading Vucevic for Rudy Gobert, and thank God we didn't do that trade. Rudy Gobert and the Timberwolves are looking like a complete mess right now, and that trade looked like it has backfired. But before training camp, there was some rumors about the Bulls and Vucevic to discuss a possible contract extension. And since then, there hasn't been that much talk about it, but this article did come out just the other day from Bleacher Report. And they did report saying that a Vuce and Chicago Bulls possible contract extension hasn't gained any traction, especially with the Lakers trade rumors coming up. Vuce is set to be an unrestricted free agent this summer. He's in the final year of his 4-year contract with the Bulls. He is making about $22 million per season. Now, obviously, I know a lot of Bulls fans hate Vuce and, they blame him. And while I do believe he deserves some criticism, I honestly don't believe he's the biggest problem with this Bulls team. I feel like the front office just put together a poorly constructed roster, and Vuce gets a lot of hate. Now Zach's getting a lot of hate, and same with DeMar DeRozan and his ISO ball at times. Now, just a little heads up, the Bulls and Vuce do have until June 30th to sign an extension, so the Bulls and Vuce have time, but as of right now and the way this season has started, if anything, I'd expect Vuce to be more on the trade market than a possible extension. Leave some comments below today's video if you guys want the Bulls and Vuce to come to a contract extension. I wouldn't mind it just because I'm not for tanking, and that hasn't worked in the past for the Bulls, but at the end of the day, if this Bulls team is going to make a big trade, I feel like it's going to have to be Vuce on his expiring deal, making $22 million. I mean, just the other day, Casey Johnson was talking to Vuce about this whole situation, and Vuce did say, I really don't think about it too much. I think the front office kind of wants to see how everything goes this season before they make decisions. That's part of it, and I do agree with Vuce, but then the odd, I'd say, news and rumor came out about the Billy Donovan extension that came out of nowhere, which I didn't believe he deserved at the time. I don't know. As of right now, I don't believe extending Vuce is the answer. I'd rather trade him, but at the same time, I really don't think Vuce has that good of trade value around the NBA. I mean, I know the Lakers are interested, but I really don't want to tank is for a draft pick the Bulls might not even get. I don't know. This whole situation is going to be interesting. I don't see an extension happening. I don't see him really getting traded. I wish, because I feel like adding a defensive center would definitely help out this team, but at the end of the day, the Bulls front office needs to do something. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what the fix is, but in my eyes, and I know a lot of Bulls fans agree with me, I see it on Twitter and Casey Johnson's mailbags every week all over Facebook, this Bulls front office cannot be happy, and they need to do something. If I had to guess what the fix would be, I think it would be simple, just to surround Zach and DeMar DeRozan with a bunch of 3-and-D type players. I mean, Vuce wouldn't be a bad fit if he can continue to shoot the basketball well like he has throughout this season. I don't know. This Bulls team and this start to the NBA season has been a complete mess. Definitely leave some comments and questions below today's video about this whole situation. Thank you guys for all the love on the channel in the past few videos. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Have a good one.